Howdy, soldiers. I don't know what it is about hot weather that makes me want to drink carbonation so badly, but would someone please explain that to me? That can't be healthy for me. Also, the grapefruit flavor is the best flavor of San Pellegrino. Don't at me. Despite all that I have read in the YA community, for some reason I have not read a lot of those OG staple YA series. When I start trying to discuss them with people, I end up being pretty wrong. So thank you to the word nerds for helping me compile a list of some of the OG and the favorite YA series, and let's see on a scale of 1 to 10 how much I'm going to ruin your childhood. So the first series that we're going to discuss is the House of Night series by PC and Kristen Cast. I honestly know nothing about this series other than the fact that there's vampires and there's like 13 of them. There seems to be a lot of people in shadows and a lot of moons. What I am deducting from this is that there is a tattoo parlor in town that specifically does vampire tattoos. I feel like getting the crescent moon tattoo is like the basic bitch tattoo of vampires. Like, you're just like want to be a little bit badass and maybe rebel against those 800-year-old parents that you have. But the plot twist in the series is that that tattoo parlor is actually run by vampire gangsters. Whenever you get the moon tattoo, you're actually being inducted into the gang. So everyone's going around with the equivalent of like a live, laugh, love tattoo, and unknowingly just becoming part of the most hardcore vampire gang that there is in town. Alright, moving on. Second on this list is Vampire Academy by Rochelle Mead. Oh my god, the movie has 16% on Rotten Tomatoes! Oh god bless. I also know nothing about this series other than the fact that there's vampires. Oh, there is a girl who's not a vampire, but she's like a vampire bodyguard? I remember seeing that from movie trailers of the movie that I never watched. I'm going to assume that they gave the character some kind of, you know, internal struggle that, like, a normal teenage girl would have. So, because that this main character is part of a vampire academy, she's actually just really upset that she's part of this magical paranormal world. Every girl wants to be a part of that vampire world, but she doesn't. Oh no. She wants a fun, contemporary summer romance, but she can't get that. She's like so hardcore and intense and knows all the vampire secrets that whenever she goes and like has a normal date, maybe she like uses Tinder or Bumble or whatever equivalent of teenage dating app that there is, she can't ever attract anyone because they're just too intimidated by her. And because of that, it's caused her to go around to all the eligible bachelor teenage vampires and just like, hey, so like, do you wanna like go down like Saturday night or something? Like, we can go watch that new like John Green movie adaptation and like go get popcorn. And they're like, oh, silly mortal, we don't need your contemporary writers. And so it's just her trying to find some ancient vampire that also goes to this academy that will go on like a fun, stereotypical teenage date with her. Alright, would watch that. The next series we're gonna talk about is Fallen by Lauren Cade, which I did read, but it was so long ago that I can't remember. Digging back into my mind palace, what I remember about this book was there was a girl who went to like a boarding school, but the boarding school was also like a prison, like it was hardcore. I think it was for like, you know, troubled teenagers or something, and there was an angel in there somewhere. Maybe there's also a demon. I mean, it's always just fun to throw a demon in there, so it makes sense that there would be that. And all the covers are a girl with long hair in a flowy dress looking very dramatic. First of all, where did she get the dress? You are in a prison lockdown boarding school. How did she find that dress? Also, it's a really nice dress. Like, where'd it come from? I would like to wear that. I think this series is about a girl who's secretly a dress designer, and she's crying on all the covers because she's really upset that she's at this boarding school where no one knows fashion like she does. And to tie in the cover, she's crying because of how far that she's fallen from, like, high fashion society. And she's gotten the fabric smuggled to her by her guardian angel, because why else would he be there? I think that's, yes, good plan. He's also one of her favorite models because he's really hot. Yes. I mean, honestly, that might even be a better plot than what this series actually was. Next, another one that I did read, but it was a long time ago and I don't remember the details, and that is the Shatter Me series by Tahara Mafi. This I still remember pretty well, and It's just about this girl whose name is Juliet, and she's like locked away in this maximum security prison because whenever you touch her, something, either someone dies or like it hurts or it burns, I don't know. She's like a rash in human format. And then there's this guy that she likes, and he like busts in there, like actually gets her out, and wow, he's so handsome and can conveniently touch her. Also, there's another boy, and he's like the son of a governor, like some important person, and he, who is also conveniently handsome, can also conveniently touch her. Blah, 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 love triangle, blah, 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 end of the world. But honestly, I'm not even going to talk about the plotline of this. I'm going to talk about before this happened, because apparently in this series, it's like we've ruined the environment and like trees are dying and politics are all messed up and like they don't have birds anymore because of this like terrible world thing that's gone down. And you know what? I'm going to blame this on you, Juliet. If you weren't just stuck up in your tower sulking the whole time and maybe like went outside once in a while and like planted a tree or like walked around the block or did something constructive with your time other than moping away in your room for just like, oh no, no one likes me. Maybe you could have done something productive with your time. It helped this world not go to shit. So this is all your fault. You need to be making better decisions with your life. This series could have been fixed by recycling. Next. Okay, now we have a real good one that I also never read, and that is the Lux series by Jennifer Armentrout, which, as far as I know, has to do with aliens. And looking at these just pieces of art covers, I know that it's a romantic series, so I get that they're going for the whole like kind of romance cover thing, but part of them is like guys in shirt, guy has business shirt on, and then guy has business shirt with like all of the buttons undone, you know? And like I get that, it's like a little sexy when a guy wears a button-down business shirt and like rolls the sleeves up or something and you can see the forearm muscles and you're like, oh, hello there, I would like some of that, please. But in this scenario, it just doesn't really make sense because like he's an alien and the first thing he goes for is like a three-piece suit. I mean, not mad, he has a lot of better fashion sense than like most of the guys that I know. But if business wear is like the first thing he goes for, I'm going to assume that this man is some kind of alien entrepreneur and he's just trying to, you know, make a good first impression. I'm rooting for him now. I'm invested. He's made a good impression. Obviously this girl thinks he's made a good impression. Let's say that she's the secretary, because I feel like that is just a typical romance novel plot, right? Yeah, you got like the hot boss and the cute secretary and she falls in love with him and they can't be together, except instead of it being like a union issue or like a power imbalance issue, it's literally a war of the worlds because he's an alien and who knows what kind of responsibilities he has back home on whatever planet that he's from. Maybe she does go into space with him. I don't know what the wages are like or the wage inequality is like in space. Maybe she does. So I'm gonna have to go to a different planet to get better workmanship rights. I just might. Okay, alien-related boss secretary romance has been plotted. Let's move on. And lastly, let's look into one that is one of the first classic heist novel series, and that is The Heist Society by Ali Carter. You would imagine that this is about some poor kids. Maybe poor kids that, you know, get into like a rich boarding school or something and are trying to pull off a heist to like screw over some rich people. You know, I guess that's like the basic of probably what this is about. But as an English major who can symbolize the fuck out of whatever I want, I'm gonna look at this and say that I think this is actually about a bunch of rich kids who are just really bored. There's a group of them, they're just like, I hate having to go to class, and like, this is only my second iPhone of the year, ugh, daddy doesn't understand, oh, I didn't get that like Tiffany diamond bracelet I wanted for my birthday. And they're also bored and frustrated with their parents that they're like, you know what? Let's go plan a heist, except instead of like doing it in like a bank or something, they don't really need the money, so they're just doing it for the thrill factor. And so one of them is like, hey, you know what? Let's like get a crew together and go rob my dad of that one painting that we keep in that spare room that has all the really expensive stuff that I'm not allowed to go in. They're just all decked out in like Dior sunglasses and like Gucci cat suits. So the problem is because they're rich and they haven't really had to like work for anything in their life, they're really bad at what they're doing. So they get into there and then they get caught, obviously. The parents are like, what are you doing? And then the kids are like, oh no, dad, I'm so sorry, like I'll never do it again. Please don't take away my $10,000 allowance. And then the parents are like, okay, don't do it again. Then everyone just gets their designer luggage and goes back to boarding school for the next semester, and it's just kind of forgotten. So there we go, that's me guessing some of the original YA series plot lines, and I think that I Nailed that. Please leave down below if you have your own thoughts, or when you were, starting to read, what were your expectations of these books, or also leave down below some of your original OG favorites. As I was saying, I love The Uglies by Scott Westerfeld and the Summoning series by Kelly Armstrong. I think I'm gonna go add another can of carbonation to my diet and then go check out and see what my sunscreen debacle looks like, because I'm pretty sure I'm almost out of a bottle now that it's summer. I'm gonna need to order a lot more, like a lot more. You never click to like the video, you never click to subscribe. There's also a notification bell down there that people keep telling me that I need to tell you to press. I hope you guys are all having a nice day wherever you are, and I will see you all next week. Bye!